Welcome, gentle viewer, to another episode of Bridge to Gantry, another random YouTube video by yours truly. This time I'm from Spa Francorchamps, where I'm driving the 2017 Nissan GT-R. And by random chance,
by amazing coincidence, internet land,
a fellow Bridge to Gantry type person, Andy Carlisle, is doing his four-wheel job today. Who did you have in before me? A dwarf?
Emilio. We've just seen him get out, lad.
Ah! He's got a very funny seat position.
Yeah.
He had the seat set to maximum height. Everybody knows that's very bad for the centre of gravity of the car. Especially when you weigh as much as me.
It doesn't seem to be a problem. Previous years, everybody was skew heads because the helmet touched the roof. Well, somebody's clearly been listening.
And they've altered the seating position on the 2017.
Right.
So,
roll down and get out the way. Just tuck it on the right a minute. Throw it on the right. Right.
So we're going to have a nice little warm up, leave everything turned on, have a look.
Are we? I've known you too long to know that we will not.
Warm up? I'm a very big believer in the term warming up.
Warm up there, look, there you go, warm. Do what you like, Dale.
Okay.
The buttons are, you've got permission to do what you like.
I'm going to do a lap with everything on, see how it interacts with me, and then work from there, basically.
Right. What do I need to tell you? Big speed differences, Arkad. Big speed differences. Be nice.
Yep.
Both sides overtaking.
I had a chat to some of the people attending. Some of them have never been on a racetrack before.
Last night, reasonable sized oil spill at the end of Rivage 1 on the exit. So it's just as you turn into Rivage 2.
Yep.
Then it's.
Hello.
Don't be a pussy.
I'm testing the car. Testing the car, Mr. Fredzilla.
Don't crash, huh? Have fun, mate.
Thank you.
Right, you're running. I've got everything on. That can be. That's me emergency comms. Let me get me radio in my hands. It's not fleeing about. Right. The doctor went home 11 minutes ago. So that is Marshall.
Yeah.
If you hear a corner name, you don't need told twice.
Okay.
Watch out for visibility at the top. When did you last come here?
A couple of weeks ago.
Big aquaplane risks tonight. If it were me, I'd stay off that left curb.
Yeah.
Playtime suggests it's quite a thing. Car 6.
The most noticeable difference for the viewer at home between the old car and the new car is not the 20 horsepower that they keep talking about. It's the noise and vibration inside the car is absolutely muted compared to the original kind of 2008 car I first ever drove. Bump. Oh yeah, that's quite a bump, isn't it?
Getting worse. There's cavitation. Don't know. She's big. A bit more speed. She gets bigger.
Into the famous Pouhon corner. This is actually one of my favourite corners on the whole course. You can forget Eau Rouge. This really tests you. And it's got a very unhappy ending if you oversteer to the left, which people do. So wet line, staying off the apex here. Of course, you cross the racing line in the middle no matter what you're doing. You can feel the difference from the racing line to the off line. The computers are also a lot less obtrusive than the first generation GT-R.
Yeah.
It's a lovely thing. It's a really lovely thing. Bit digital sometimes. What I love about the Nissan GT-R, to address the YouTubers watching this, is the fact that the car is designed and built as a rear-wheel drive car with front axle assist. This car drives as a rear-wheel drive until you need it, and then she starts to act more like a four-wheel drive, which is exactly what you want on a racing track.
Yeah, go on, you've got a nod.
Yeah.
Dale, full right side.
Yeah.
One short shift on the straight.
To avoid aquaplanage.
No, to avoid noise trip.
Where is it? By the bridge?
Yeah.
Ah, here. This one.
Murky
Awesome.
Goop.
So let's try suspension in R mode. See how that handles the wet. I can feel the compression damping's a little bit more severe. You can feel curbs more.
Miss the white line.
Yeah, always. That white line, such a tricky bugger.
Mid-track, fella. Mid-track. In the middle.
Oh, right.
It's massively different. Massively.
Let's put the Atessa into R mode next. So it's going to be way more aggressive now at bringing the front end into play. It's going to really push the torque to the front when it needs to. With a trail brake in there to kick the back out. Always be careful of the curbs. And as Andy's pointed out here, we have this bump which has grown in the last few weeks since I was here.
Show up in the dry.
No.
I don't know. Can't explain.
So Puhon, I'm going to take a bit more of a wet line here. Of course, as you hit this point, you start to feel the racing line. Smooth hands.
Another one.
A bit nice. Have you? Wait till it opens up, will you?
Yeah, don't worry. Just waiting.
After.
He's giving me that.
I know, but.
Should I stuff him into Blanchimont? Is that what you'd like?
Not quite. It's just to say hello, but
it's alright, I'll square it off. And I've always got some extra here.
middle.
So let's have a little bit of ESC into R mode. See how much it'll let me play with the throttle. Oh, that's better.
Full right, maximum right.
Up to 6.
You don't have to do all the way short shift.
Okay.
Just time 1.
Yeah. I know it won't. I'm backing off.
Just reminding you and your previous.
You're doing a very good job.
Years we've known one another.
In our many years of playing around in people's cars.
Full safety. Full safety. the grip for the weather, go about 185, 188. Because you've not got full beams through Eau Rouge.
Yeah.
A middle line, straight to full brakes, 185, 188.
And it'll work.
It'll stick.
And that's what happens when you leave the back wheels on the curb as you turn in.
You see a
Nice
number?
outside line. That is a number 8.
Run down is right on the brakes. Coming on the right on the brakes, number 8. Number 8.
This is a lovely thing.
Sport Maxes hang on to it really well, don't they?
They work well.
Watch it walk on the way in.
That was maximum gas.
Right side.
In?
Nah, that's 2, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Properly off then.
That's off, isn't it?
No. That's off. Middle, 190, just on the side of caution. 2, 1, hardest. It will. It will.
It will. Just. That's pretty cool.
Run
I
really
can smell
wide.
the brakes though.
All the way outside, unless you want to muck about.
I might want to muck about. So, I've used a lot of the brakes apparently.
No, you haven't. It's not as easy to get it to break away.
It's not.
As what people would maybe think, is it?
The Atessa is very proactive in finding the grip with the power. Look at that. Brilliant. You see, that's just lift off oversteer. That's nothing to do with the traction control system. It's nothing to do with the four-wheel drive. That's me just not going back on the gas quick enough. That's got some gas on it. Steer it out onto the rumble strips.
We're provoking slides by catching a bit of rubber line as well.
Yeah. And she sings. The titanium exhaust on the new model definitely makes a nice noise. I'm going to start cooling her down now, because my religion of petrol head won't allow me to bring a hot car into the pits, because that is just wrong. Well, we got some tyre pressure on the fronts there, Andy.
Yeah. Considering we've got 18, 20 degrees and absolutely soaking full left side, left indicator. That's the drill.
Don't worry, I don't think there was anybody behind us.
How lucky are you lot? Spa.
In the wet.
Alone.
In the wet. In a Nissan GT-R.
Nirvana.
Do you know what? There's all these other journalists all saying things like, oh, I wish it was dry.
No.
Oh, in the dry we'd really find out about the car. Absolutely 100% wrong. The Japanese fella, the head of product in the briefing, he said this is the perfect weather to test our car, to see the weight balance difference, to see the Atessa, to see the extra torque. He's not wrong. He's absolutely right. And if any of these guys here were going to push this car to within 10% of what the test drivers do, well, I would be surprised. But in the wet, you can. In the wet, you can play it being the hero. It's really, really nice. What a car.
Right then, spin around.
And back it in.
No.
No?
Backwards out into the road. And then down the hill a little bit.
So you can do a nice little quick change.
No. What do GT-R owners do most?
What?
What do GT-R owners do most? A little bit right. Aim at him. See, I did have to take the wheel off you after all. Bit more.
Bit more, bit more, bit more.
A little bit more. Little
Done.
bit more. 10 foot.
10 foot?
And stop. Good.
What for? Blocking you in against a gate?
No. What do GT-R's owners do most?
Check the bonnet.
Andy.
What's happening?
What do GT-R's owners do?
Hello.
Hello.
You change?
I don't know. The instructor is...
Hey, alright.
Oh, is this a 360 camera?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Right, Emilio. And then...
You have your 360 cam.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Oh, cool.
Oh, very cool. Very juicy.
Okay.
Don't even touch.
No.
Just enough to do your stint and Emilio's.
Right. So Emilio's getting in now, yeah?
Yeah, you're getting out.